Hi everyone, and welcome to another video on the Pennies and Shillings channel. So today I just want to have a bit of fun. How well do you know your hobby? Your South African coins, the history around those coins? Really? Alright then, it's quiz time. I've got 12 questions prepared for you on numismatics general and a bit on South African coins. You'll have 5 seconds for each question and I'll give you the answer directly after that, with some interesting bits of history as well, but feel free to skip that. Alrighty then, here goes. So question 1. How do you differentiate between the obverse and the reverse of a coin? Well, the obverse has either the president or the monarch's face or the coat of arms. This side is also informally known as the heads. The reverse has the denomination and is called the tails. Why are you rolling your eyes? Too easy? Okay, they will get trickier. Just you wait. Question 2. What is the difference between the rim and the edge of a coin? Well, the edge, also known as the third side of the coin, is the perimeter of the coin, which can either be reeded or smooth. The rim is the raised part that encircles the perimeter of the coin. So a coin has 2 rims and 1 edge. Haha, did I get you? No? Okay, let's ramp this up. Question 3. What is the difference between medal struck and coin struck as it pertains to coins? Okay, so with medal struck coins, the dies are not rotated. So the same side faces upwards on both sides of the coin. Most South African coins are in fact medal struck. Coin struck coins, on the other hand, such as most of the 1874 Burgersponde, have the dies rotated by 180 degrees. So if you flip the coin around the horizontal axis, it will be the right side up. Did you get this one? Here's question 4. Question 4. Why were silver and gold coins often minted with a reeded edge? Well, in 1696, Sir Isaac Newton became the warden of the Royal Mint in the United Kingdom, and one of the first things he did was to add a reeded edge to coins. This prevented clippers and counterfeiters from shearing pieces of the metal away, because it would be clearly visible if they did this. So it's a counterfeit measure, and it's typically used on coins that contains silver or gold. Newton. As if writing the Principia and shaping our very understanding of the universe was not enough. Okay, question 5. Which numbers of the Sheldon scale are used to indicate mint state or graded uncirculated coins? Invented in 1949 by Dr. William H. Sheldon as a method for determining a coin's quality, the scale starts from 1 or PO1, which is just slightly better than a lump of metal, all the way up to MS70, which is flawless, even under 5 times magnification. On this scale, coins from MS60 to MS70 are considered mint state. An unk or uncirculated coin always refers to a raw coin, while MS or mint state refers to its graded counterpart. Question 6. Why were South African Union farthings blackened at the mint from 1923 until 1941? Now this is the interesting piece of history. The last gold coin meant for circulation, the sovereign, was minted in 1932 featuring King George V on the obverse. This coin was minted from 91% gold with a face value of 20 shillings or 960 farthings. The sovereign at a diameter of 22 millimeters, which is just 2 millimeters larger than that of a farthing. Consequently, and with good reason, there was concern that a red or yellowish farthing could be passed off as a sovereign. especially for people with poor eyesight. So for this reason, the coin was blackened at the mint through a process involving sodium trisulfate. Of course, by 1942, gold coins completely disappeared from circulation, and the need to blacken farthings at the mint were no longer necessary. Question 7. So in which direction does the ship on the South African Union halfpenny and penny sail? The answer, my friend, is of course blowing in the wind. Blowing the sails to the right, of course. We all know the ship, the Dromedaris, that's featured on the halfpenny and the penny, but trying to visualize the direction in which it's sailing, well, do you really always think about it? So the answer to this question is, of course, towards the right. Question 8. Okay, so while on the topic of direction, in which direction does King George V, King George VI, and Queen Elizabeth II face on the obverse of the South African Union series? Well, this is a funny story. The century-old convention is that the monarch should alternate. King George V, which graced the coins from 1923 to 1936, looks toward the left. Edward VIII wanted to face left as well, to show off his hair parting, which was on the left. A huge disagreement between him and the mint ensued, with many proposals by the mint being rejected by the monarch. By the time that the disagreement between them was settled, he decided to abdicate. So Edward VIII was king for a mere 325 days, and the mint then promptly minted his successor, George VI, facing left, and therefore declaring that they had actually their way. They won the argument. Finally then, Queen Elizabeth II was crowned, and she faced right, of course, with no complaints. So the answer is King George V and King George VI faces left, while Queen Elizabeth II faces right. Question 9. So I'm going to warn you, we're going to ramp it up a little bit now. So in which year was the last silver 1 rand coin minted? Well, if you said 1977, you are, of course, completely wrong. The first circulation nickel coin of the second decimal series was minted in 1977, but the silver 1 rand coin continued to be minted. It was used in the proof sets until 1983, after which it was replaced by nickel. It's still being minted though, even today, as they live on as the Silver Protea series. Every year it commemorates some important historical event, South African, a profession, or something uniquely South African, which is worth remembering. Question 10. Which coins of the South African second decimal series, that's the nickel series, features a flower or flowers as their main motif? The answer? 3 coins, of course. The 10 cent, 20 cent and 50 cent pieces. The designs of which were the work of renowned botanical artist Cynthia Letty. The 10 cent piece features the Alu aculeata, the 20 cent piece the sugar bush and the king protea, and the 50 cent piece a collection of flowers, namely the arum lily, agapanthus and the strelitzia. The flowers on the 50 cent coin were carefully selected to represent the colours of the old South African flag. Cynthia Letty did a stellar job, and to think she was only paid 100 rand per design. Only 2 more questions left. Here's question 11. Which would be more valuable? A proof 1965 English 50 cent or a proof 1923 penny? The answer, of course, is the nickel 1965 English 50 cent piece. An unknown number of these were minted before the die actually broke. It's estimated to be between 30 or 50 coins. The coin is incredibly rare and should fetch in the region of 70,000 rand upwards. The 1923 proof penny, on the other hand, even though it's much older, is far more common in comparison. In a recent auction on Heritage Auctions, someone bought an entire 1923 proof set, that's 10 coins in total, for $3,120. Question 12. Speaking of value, which South African Union coin would be more valuable? A 1925 MS64 penny or a AU58 1931 tikkie? Well, technically neither. Only 66 business strike 1931 tikkies were ever minted, and the highest known grade is a very fine. So a 1931 AU58 tikkie does not exist. A coin like that, I estimate its value close to that of R1,000,000, if not more. Then of course, no 1925 pennies were officially struck, and NGC has none graded. So if a coin like that should pop up, it would be highly controversial. Value? It's really difficult to say. So the answer to this question, both coins would be priceless, and pretty much like inquiring about the difference between a ferocious towel or a fluffy cotillion. None of these things exist. So how did you do? And how much of the history did you know? Do you like this kind of video? Let me know in the comments. Keep well and happy collecting.